Hey guys, it's Maddie. I'm here with the Faceplants in Oshawa.
Hey.
So, who are you guys? How did you get started?
The Faceplants are a band from Vancouver, and it started a long time ago with Garrett and myself, the guitar player in the band. We've been jamming and playing cover songs since like we were little kids under a different band name, obviously. And so the Faceplants are, I guess, a project that evolved from, you know, the nucleus, let's get that right, of us when we were kids, and then, you know, through high school we picked up Graham and we evolved from there.
How did the name come to be?
We played like a type of music called ska, and so it was like a faster type of reggae, like ish music.
We were in high school.
Yeah.
That's okay. Everybody,
you know, goes through it.
Yeah, that's like literally the first thing you always got to front that with is like we were a lot. You know,
or in like garage punk. Everybody goes through garage punk.
We were like like punk, like ska. So we had like a horn player and stuff like that. And I think the name, like a lot of ska bands have kind of big, bold, crazy names. And like the Faceplants, that works. That fits in with that kind of genre and scene. And then we just kept the name just because of comfortability, I guess, and it just, I guess, still suits us to this day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I want to touch on, you mentioned that you really found your sound in the past couple years, because you guys had a single released a while back in 2015 called Why.
Yeah.
It's a little bit poppier, I think, compared to what you guys do today. Like, you have such a fuller, like, rockier sound now. So what kind of inspired that change, especially like from ska to now? I want to hear the whole story.
Yeah, I guess I can start and then you can touch up on it on the back end. But I think like the Animalistic, I feel, is like our first real body of work that we're extremely proud of. And you know, before that we did release an EP like 2012-ish, and so those two really are the only pieces of, like, when it was EP, this is our debut album, so our only two pieces of work, body of work. And in between that and now, you know, we toured a lot and we wrote a lot. And Why, when you know, you're talking about Why was, like, I think the transition song from the EP to Animalistic. It was like the song that for us as songwriters tapped into I think a different gear, whereas like on the EP I felt, and I'm confident now in saying, and I'm, you know, I am evolved enough, I guess, as a songwriter in saying that like the songs back then, you know, like again, we went through the ska phase. Like on that EP, we were just kids, like learning what it's like to be in a studio for the first time and writing a song for the first time. And so I think Why gave us a new life as songwriters and as a band to tap into something a little bit more real. And then after tours and like learning what it was like to be in a band, we tapped into, I feel, what really makes us who we are with Animalistic. So Why was a good transition from the old to the new.
And at the time too, it was like the heaviest song we'd had at that point compared to the old EP, which was like super light. I remember listening to Why and thinking, like, we've never gone this heavy before. And now I listen to Why and I'm like, oh my god, it's like so jarringly different than exactly that. It is it's a lot lighter of a sound, but you can hear it's really organic and there's a lot of high energy in it, which I think showcases into our music now. And it was really just a sign of things to come without us knowing it at the time.
So the new album, we just talked about that. Yeah. There's a couple underlying themes that I want to talk about. Because you guys have your song Unholy.
Yeah. And
then even with the music video, you have a little things that kind of project that on there. And then Devil in a White Dress, the album art is kind of like that church stained glass window. Yeah. So is this something that's important to you guys? How did it creep up in there?
Well, I guess more me as being the main songwriter, more subconsciously than anything. You know, like I grew up religious, going to church and stuff like that, and so even though, you know, it's not a premeditated thing where I'm like, I'm going to write a song with a religious tinge or a religious angle or anything like that. It's still obviously somehow, in some way, important to me, even just the little themes of it. So like Unholy, you know, it has like I guess a religious theme or a tinge to it, but by no means do we feel it's belongs on just a Christian rock stage or something like that. You know, like I'm just drawing from, I guess, what I know inside, and then trying to relate it through story in a more modern age, you know, modern way that relates to me and what we're all going through. So Unholy is about sacrifice, and I think on the very basis of that, that's what the song is about, and that's how we view it. But of course, it's undeniably has a religious tinge that, you know, was, I guess, subconscious when I wrote it. So that's the way
the music video does a really good job of kind of tying the old and the new that you were saying. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out. It's beautiful, super cinematic.
Thank you.
Loved it.
So proud of it. Yeah.
So on the album, there's 9 songs. So how do you choose what does and doesn't make the album, and are there any songs that got left out?
By the end of the record, like this, we've been writing this for 3-4 years. Like it's a long time, and so by the end of it, there was some songs that, like Portrait of a Woman, that just came to us quickly. Like even Unholy came to us quickly. Like this absolutely needs to be on the record, and the reason for it was just like, I can't explain. It's just like a vibe thing.
Just know.
But when I can definitely talk about and explain how the songs that started Animalistic, we knew those ones were the ones. And because like this album means so much to us, like the content of the record means so much to us, every detail, was extremely important. And that makes me kind of embarrassed that I flipped the first question of you being like, how many colors are on the record? I'm like, oh, that means so much to me, but I can't remember.
Like some of the stuff has been mapped out for years at this point. Like all the interlude pieces, like The Awakening has the first part of the logo, and The Reflection is this 2 lines, and then The Journey, Sweet Living Sickness / The Journey has the full logo, which kind of is like showcasing that we're discovering ourselves through the record, and then we come out of it knowing who we are and ready for the next step, basically.
Amazing.
So, but we've been thinking about some of this stuff for before even some of these songs were done. But we're like, we know that this is the course that we're going to take throughout writing this entire thing. So.
Yeah, and it was a blessing that everybody's journey to find themselves as a creative obviously is different, and it's easy to compare yourself to others. And when you do that, it's easy to be hard on yourself. Be like, why am I not there? But and I can confidently say, when you do find, and like anybody watching, when you do find that moment where it's a really special thing. And for us, it was writing. For me, it was writing in those journals and being like, these were actually songs that mean stuff. And when I brought them to the guys, it was like it all made sense. And it was perfect, and it was magic. So.
It sounds like it. It's awesome to see you guys so passionate about it.
Thank you.
It shows in everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now, you guys are out, you're touring it, you're doing it.
Yes,
you're
we are.
It, and you're getting a lot of praise.
Yeah.
So what
Thank
is...
you.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's kind of the goal. That's right.
Well, it's working. So what is kind of the steps that you take to make sure that tour goes smoothly? I know bumps in the road happen, but kind of what does the preparation up to these moments look like?
Honestly, just a lot of trying to, all of us individually, just stay cool with one another. It's like relaxing and taking it easy, and even though it's hard, it's hard to. I was gonna say like getting a lot of rest, but that's impossible to do when you're in a van driving across the country, especially Canada. Like from Edmonton to where we are now, it's a 27-hour drive that we did like full on. So it was hard, and especially when you're with, even though you're with your best friends. A month together can sometimes be like, okay, you're like on me a little bit too much here.
Sometimes it's just a matter of like learning that silence in the van is okay.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Sometimes it's like, oh, nobody said anything for 4 hours. That's fine, instead of just being like, it's awkward because we aren't talking, we must be mad. We're not.
Yeah.
It's the realization that you're literally with this person. Like, I'm with all of these guys every single moment of every single day for a month. Straight. There's no privacy except for when you go to the bathroom, and that's sometimes because you still have to pull over so you on the side of the highway. So like realistically, it's learning kind of everybody's mannerisms, and it's a huge exercise of patience.
I believe that. I can see that.
And and 2 more things. It's like a big thing is obviously self-awareness, but also listening and understanding. And having respect for the other members of the band too, and understanding that also everybody's different than you are, and someone might want to take some time away. And I think alone time, especially when you're with your best friends on the road, you still need those moments alone to recharge and stuff like that. And so another big, like I think a big thing here, to answer your question, is none of us really party after the show, and I think that's really important.
It's like the least rock star thing you can ever say, but it's true.
We
There's too much work to do.
Yeah, like it's kind of it's just kind of our schedule. We load in, we sound check, we play the show, we meet fans after until everyone's gone, then we drive and go to sleep and just do the same thing over and over again. And it's working for us.
There's that illusion that there's probably an after party after every show, but it's not true at all. At least for us, it's like. You literally were like babysitting each other. It's like, okay, we gotta go here. Okay, we gotta pack up. Now everything goes here. It's like you're literally just herding each other around. There's never a moment where you're ever not in a venue, on the road, or in the van, and that's
it seems pretty petty too to be like, if you were just like upset about I don't know, I'm hot or like whatever, I don't want to be with you guys, like it's petty, but sometimes you just also like this, that's where the self-awareness comes in, where you have to be like, I am playing music across the country with my best friends. I have no reason to complain right now.
For sure.
And at the end of the day, it's like the most joyous, beautiful thing to get on stage across the country and see a room full of fans singing lyrics.
It's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Really weird.
And so like no matter if tensions are running high in the van or before show, after show, loading in, whatever, when you're honestly, all that stuff, it goes away once you're on stage.
Yeah.
Once you're on stage, I'm like looking over at Garrett and Graham and being like, this is honestly the dream, and like holding back tears seeing fans wearing shirts, wearing the logo that I designed in my room, like on a pencil, and singing the lyrics to the songs that I wrote. So it's an unbelievable feeling.
But overall, though, I wouldn't say, like, we're almost making it sound like we're always miserable. I don't think we're ever really, like, do you have any major complaints from this tour so far?
No, of course
I was
not.
slightly,
Actually, yeah, now that you bring it up.
I was slightly hangry today, but apart from that, I feel like I've been
very minimal.
I've been very good
Minimalist.
overall. Like, I think it's just the fact that you're literally doing this with your best friends. It's hard to be miserable when you're just literally out there having fun every day.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of room filled with fans, you guys are gonna have one of those very shortly. So thank you for hanging out.
Thank you for having us. Hey guys, we are the Faceplants, and you're watching Canadian Beats.